You might consider yourself a great mystery solver like Sherlock. But can you solve the mystery behind the Pyramids of Giza? Built in the 26th century BC for the king Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure and their queens. This wonder is located on the west bank of River Nile near Al Giza in the northern part of Egypt. From scientists to archaeologists, many have extensively theorized on how the pyramids were constructed. Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are taking you on an exciting journey that has enthralled many for centuries. Now, how many of you have watched the Chartbuster trilogy, first released in the late 90s, titled as The Mummy? If not history and geography lessons, this movie sure did pique our interest into the world of pharaohs and tombs and pyramids, and the numerous mysteries around it. Of course, the movie was fictitious, but what we are going to reveal today is the ultimate truth. Stay with us as we uncover some of the most intriguing facts about the mighty pyramids. The three pyramids were built for their kings, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. The northernmost, which is also the oldest, was dedicated for their second king, King Khufu. King Khufu from the 4th dynasty. It is also one of the largest among the three, with an average height of 481.4 feet originally. The middle one was built for their 4th king, King Khafre, with an average height of 471 feet, and the southernmost one was built for the 5th king, King Menkaure of the 4th dynasty, with an average height of 218 feet. A temple of Mortuary was built close to each pyramid, which was linked through a causeway that slopes towards a valley temple situated at the banks of the River Nile's floodplain. You must be wondering, what is the basic structure of something as enormous as the pyramids made of? It has stood the test of time over centuries and continues to do so. The core of the Great Pyramid is made of limestone blocks that have a hint of yellow to it. The exterior casing, which is now almost gone, and the inner walkways are made of lighter colored limestone. Apparently back in the day, the pyramids appear to be blazing white in a sharp Egyptian sun, owing to the exterior paneling. The interior of the burial chamber was built with blocks of solid granite. The entrance to this mammoth of a structure is on the north side, which is about 59 feet above ground level. The passageway slides through the pyramid's inside, along the stonework which infiltrates through the rough soil where the construction rests. It finishes in an incomplete underground chamber. A descending passage branches out into a climbing hallway which leads to the chamber of the queen, and to an incredible gallery which is 151 feet high. From the upper end of the gallery, a narrow and long passage leads to the king's prime chamber. The whole room is lined with granite, including the roof. From both the chambers, two air shafts run sideways to the outside. Until date, it's not clear if it was built for religious purposes or for ventilation. There are 5 compartments on top of the king's chamber that are separated by huge granite slabs, which likely were built for the purpose of shielding the ceiling. To the south of the Great Pyramid near Khafre Valley Temple lies the Great Sphinx. It's hard to miss this one. One of the most unique creations of man was entirely etched out of limestone. The Sphinx has a facial structure of a man, but the body resembles that of a sprawled lion, which is approximately 240 feet long and 66 feet high. Many believe that it was the portrait of King Khafre who is buried in the central pyramid, and the lion symbolizes immortality. But the biggest question remains, how was it constructed? Let's not forget that there were absolutely no technological advantages that we have today. Or was there another genius way? There was and never will be a satisfactory answer to this mystery. After many theories and tremendous research, the most accepted assumption is that the workers might have used brick, sand, and earth to increase the height and length of each pyramid. The blocks of stone were taken up through the ramps using sledges, levers, and rollers. It was also theorized that it almost took 20 whole years to construct with an approximate 100,000 men, who were basically agriculturist laborers, were required to put up this gigantic tomb. Let's assume the ramp was built. Here's another question that comes to mind. How could it reach the top? Was it built straight or in a spiral way? As the ramps were dismantled once the pyramid was completed, there were only fragments of evidence left for the archaeologists to study on. The builder faced a new task when they were positioned to fit the blocks together. Surprisingly, in such a precise build, a large proportion of the internal stones were unfinished. The gaps between them were filled with rubble and gypsum mortar. However, few archaeologists found new evidence that maybe only a limited few may have worked permanently rather than seasonally, and that approximately 20,000 men supported by bakers, priests, physicians were enrolled for this massive task. However, with time, more theories have come out. Professor Mark Lenner of Oriental Institute and Semitic Museum said that he and many Egyptologists believe that there has to be some kind of a ramp that was used to raise the stone blocks, but how it was used still remains a mystery. Another most fascinating question that we are plagued with is how did it manage to stay this strong for over 4,500 years? As we mentioned earlier, the pyramids were built with stones. But can stones keep it this strong? Here's what the most accepted theory suggests. Between each block, limestones and clippings mixed with huge dollops of mortar were stuffed just like modern concrete. Every stone that was visible after the construction was placed with an amazing precision. The blocks in the burial chamber also fitted to size. The sides of these blocks had to be almost perfectly flat to make it join, and astonishingly they did. The ancient masons used rods and strings to spot imperfection and then marked them with a red ochre to show where more work was needed. By using two further tools, one flint scraper and one sandstone rubber, the mason used them as a guide to scrape away the high point line. The same cumbersome yet meticulous way were employed all the way till the final stage of construction. Professor Mark Lenner added that when the pyramids were newly encased with a special limestone, it must have been blinding in the sun, appearing like a newly fallen stone. According to the Department of Washington article, the pyramids were built in 4 layers. They used the PKU food pyramid theory to understand the strong build. They stated that to keep the pyramid strong, each layer had to be built strong, especially the ones below, for they hold up the rest of the structure. Although as time passed by, and we mean to say thousands of years, the outer layer were stripped down and passed into dust. Despite this, the pyramids still stand tall and strong, radiating their glorious and mysterious aura. With all that being said, everything in life has a purpose. A construction of this magnitude surely has one too. So let's quickly dive into what was the purpose behind this huge construction. It was believed that these pyramids were built for religious purposes, as Egyptians were the first civilization to believe in the afterlife. They believed in Ka, which is the second self lived in everyone, and that after they died, Ka will enjoy eternal life. The pharaoh's mummy was placed in a huge tomb made of the hardest stone blocks. Egyptians who ranked high in class often wanted to take the most prized possession with them after death, and that is why a great deal of gold, silver, and bronze artifacts were put inside the tomb. The people believed that whoever tried to steal or tried to disturb a pharaoh's stone would be cursed for an eternity. But nothing could deter the grave robbers and tomb raiders who have seized and exploited the greatness of the pyramids and its exquisite treasures over the years. Archaeologists even today continue to debate the reason behind the construction. So if the pyramids were not intended for burial purposes, then why were they built? Is there any connection between Giza and other pyramids in the world? David Childress, author of Lost Cities and Ancient Mysteries of South America, said both Mayans and the Egyptians have legends that God came down and gave them instructions to build pyramids. Now, is that a fact or fiction? We don't have sufficient evidence to prove either side. Talking of the pyramid and Egyptians, let's get down to the most interesting topic of today's video. Are there any mummies inside the pyramid? Archaeologist Deborah Sweeney from the Tel Aviv University told Jewish News that pyramids were definitely used as tombs. Equipment of burial such as sarcophagi, jewelries, mummies, or mummy parts were found in some of the other tombs. Philip Coppens, author of The Ancient Alien Question, told that pyramids were found by a respected Egyptologist when the tomb was sealed, where the sarcophagus was intact and there were no mummies inside. In fact, there was not even a single coffin. So he stated that the reason for not finding any mummies could have been the robbers who raided the tombs over the years. He also mentioned about the construction, that Imhotep was the person who was responsible for the first pyramid. Legend says that he received information from the gods. We don't mean to say like the burning bush or a deep voice from the skies, but that he was able to access information from a different realm, and he started the construction of the pyramid. If you have any theories or fact that can help us further understand the greatness of the pyramids, do write in the comment section. Knowing more about it is never a bad idea. In fact, the more knowledge we gain, the more curious we get. We hope that you enjoyed our latest episode, and if you did, give us the thumbs up and please do share. Till then, bye and see you in the next video.